criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories.
Hello, every single one of you. Welcome back to Source on Order. I go by the name of Hines. Let me just readjust myself. You can see me. You can see me there. Okay. I go by the name of Hines, your friendly neighborhood ketchup man, and welcome back to Ketchup Court, where we are on a mission to structure the chaos of trials bit by bit, making it clearer, making the process clearer just for you. So on Source on Order, we take a look at the old cases that I just haven't had a chance to take a look at, to watch live. So I go back, watch it, and then as the case progresses, I try to understand why certain things happen. And I've been doing that for the Monica Sementilli case since episode 4. It's been a car crash. It's been a wild ride at this point, because everything tipped over the minute that the other assailant, who goes by the name of Christopher Austin, took the stage and confessed to the murder of Fabio Sementilli, who is Monica's husband. And the theory that has been developed by the state is that Monica was dissatisfied in her marriage. She was having flings, having threesomes, etc., with Robert Baker, who she was cheating on Fabio with. And when I heard this, I thought, okay, you better be certain of what you're saying. So all through the case, my jaw has been dropping day by day, and it's got to a point now where Robert Baker himself has gone onto the stand, and oh boy, it's been such a sight to witness. It's been I don't know what to make of the guy. He gives me so much brain farts, because trying to track his lies, and I'm saying that loosely, just for fairness. I'm saying that loosely, right? Inconsistencies, I'll use those words. Like, it's been incredibly difficult to try and keep up with his story. So I'm going to be trying just that today. So without further, let's just take a look at Robert Baker's cross-examination from the last episode. This is this is the defense most valuable witness, who goes by a name, of Robert Baker. So let's get into the MVP for the show today.
That you were planning on killing Monica's husband, right? Your technical conspiracy.
I'm not going to do anything with all those charges on it. There was no way I was going to do anything in Vegas, not with all those cameras.
That wasn't my question.
I just told him to come to LA.
Telepathy, or how? You didn't use the phone.
No telepathy.
And you didn't go there.
No telepathy. Didn't go there.
How did you tell him?
So, as you can see, Beth has already caught him in a couple of inconsistencies, because if you do not know the context to that, I'll just give a quick background. Austin was the person that was the him in that clip, and he being Baker anyway, Baker was trying to distance himself or remove Austin's involvement from the murder, because if Austin is involved, then you have to ask Monica, how would she know this guy, etc. We've been on the last episode 20, like, it's available for you to go watch. It's in the links are in the description. We went through the impact of what he just said, and it was revealed on the last episode that there was a supposed first attempt, because this case for Fabio to meet his eventual demise, there was supposedly 3 attempts. We only got to learn of 2 attempts in the prosecution's case in chief, and the second attempt was, of course, fatal. So learning about another attempt in Vegas was, it was just unexpected. So I'm gonna go into the testimony here, where Robert Baker, where we are going to see continue on from where we left off on the previous episode. So the previous episode, we had gotten to see what well, not going to see. Beth Silverman was walking him through the evidence that has been provided by Missy Roberts and Cy Ray, the tech experts, to show exactly what he was doing around the time. And he was meeting, well, allegedly, that's what the state was alleging, he was meeting Monica at the car park. Baker has done his best to distance himself from all of this, to try and say, hell no, I wasn't doing that, we were not talking, etc. Let's listen to the guy himself do this, and then we'll just go, we'll just analyze what is going on here.
You see Monica's car in red, the Ford F-150 that you said you had a GPS on?
Yes.
Pulling into the lot?
Yes.
See the car stop right there? And someone comes around the front? See that?
I can barely see anything.
And your car is still at the back of the lot. You see the green circle to the right?
Yeah.
So you remember meeting up with Monica at the parking lot in front of the Payless Shoes?
I really don't remember. I really don't remember. It seemed like any other day when I met her. When I meet her.
It seemed like any other day, except this was the day you were planning on murdering her.
I'm talking about this right here. It seems like any other day to me. It just seems like any other day of me meeting her.
You see the two circles on the screen at 3:30, the red one and the green one? Your rental car is still there in the back of the lot.
I saw
See
it.
that?
I saw it.
So what were the two of you talking about in her car at this point?
I told you I don't even remember seeing her, let alone talking to her.
Well, do you remember in the holding cell just behind this door here having a conversation with Monica about exactly this? The two of you in the Target lot just prior to the murder, meeting up. Remember having a conversation with her about it?
I remember always trying to have conversations with her.
Do you remember a conversation with her about the Target parking lot and the video?
I don't remember the subject matter exactly, but I always try to talk to her all the time.
So this was from August 24th of 2017.
So the one thing I want to highlight though is the fact that he keeps saying he doesn't remember trying to talk to her, because the next part that comes up, when I was watching this, my mouth dropped, because he says all these things but goes on to just basically say what it's about to say here.
I told her we got to get married, babe, and she said I love you, and you said my lawyer said the same thing. He thinks you're going to make a deal. Actually, that's Monica saying that to you. And you said, babe, I'm not making no fucking deal. I'll take it to my fucking grave, baby. Remember that?
Baby.
I gotta hear it. I don't remember saying it, but I'm sure I gotta hear it first.
And then she said, me too. Remember that?
No, I don't. And like I said, I need to hear it.
And then you said, I love you. I'll take the blame before anything. Do you remember saying that? In the lockup, right here. Trust me, the answer is not that. Then on the next page.
I think.
One moment. That is
Trying to answer the question.
that is
No,
argumentative.
he's not. He's not, Judge.
First of all, it wasn't here. It wasn't Van Nuys.
I'm sorry?
It wasn't Van Nuys.
No, this is here.
I thought it was Van Nuys.
Yeah, you're wrong.
See it again. Okay, nothing.
On the next page, the defendant said to you, she's whispering and she says, hey, the cameras. And you said, I know, but I'll take the blame, I'll lie. And then she whispered again and said, wait, listen. And once again you said, I'll lie and I'll take it. Do you remember that?
I don't remember the conversation, but I'm sure if you said it's there, it's there.
And then she said to you again, whispering, listen, the cameras. the cameras. And you said, where? And she whispered to you, up at Target. They have a camera at Payless Shoes. They have no video of you. And you said, of us? Remember that?
No, I don't.
And then she said, in whispers, none. And you said, yeah, I know. He told me, meaning your lawyer, right? The lawyer that didn't tell you any of it.
I don't. I know. No, exactly. Oh, the overhears? Absolutely. He told me nothing. I knew nothing about it. I knew they were there.
And then she said, in a whisper, the video was only for a month or two. And you said, I know. And nothing on the other one at night two. The other one at night two. That was the one at the strip mall where you tried to kill Fabio the night before when Monica gave you the address, right?
I'm telling you, I don't remember any of this. I don't remember it.
He says he doesn't remember any of this, but 2 minutes earlier, this guy was basically saying that I remember everything that we talk. Not I remember. Sorry, we talk a lot. Me and Monica talk a lot. So we have a lot of conversations. But you can't remember any of this. Anyway, shout out to you, Charles Channel. Thank you for watching. I just want to say the way that you listen, like it's so easy to make tabs from the way that you have playlist all your videos. It's so easy. You're doing the Lord's work here. You're doing the Lord's work. But yeah, welcome. I'm editing comments said to me, so I can't stick around long. It's all good. Thanks for dropping in and saying hello. Like I know the Corey trial is heating up now, so I'm definitely gonna use your source for my trial recap. Like anyway, thanks for dropping by. Going forward, so. What essentially happened here is that Baker has basically just said he's gonna take the blame for murder. You can blame me, etc. Let's continue on with the testimony.
Your answer that you don't remember is different than saying it didn't happen, right?
Sustain.
And then the conversation went on. And you said there's nothing. Only thing is a couple drops of my DNA. That you explained that already. That he took it. And she said, yeah. Remember that?
I don't remember the conversation.
And then the defendant said to you in a whisper, I'm so scared. And you said, even if we, and she said in a whisper, if I have to stay in here my whole life, I'll take my own life. And you said, no, baby, don't you? And she said, I will not stay here. And you said, don't you do it ever, baby. Remember that?
I do remember that one.
So now it's coming back a little?
I remember that phrase.
And then she said to you in a whisper, I've never been asked yet about the flip phone. I haven't been asked yet. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that either.
And then she said to you, this is what we talked about this morning before lunch. In a whisper, they want your computer. And you said, mine? And in a whisper, she said, yours. And your response? You told us earlier it was stolen, right, from your truck?
Yeah, it was.
That's what you told us all this morning, I think. Right?
I believe it. Yeah, I told you it was stolen.
Gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
She said, in a whisper, yeah. Gone? Gone? Are you sure? And you said, well, no, yeah. It's not around. It broke. And she said, oh. And you said, so I got rid of it because it was broke and it was no more good. And she said, oh. Do you remember that? Nothing about it being stolen out of the truck.
Well, she doesn't need to know what happened to it anyway, because I know there's a good possibility you were listening.
Right.
So I just want to, before she goes on, I'll rewind it for a bit. It's the reason why I'm laughing. I shouldn't be laughing but the way that Beth is just dramatizing all of this is just comical. I'm still the first time I watched it, I was in tears, and I'm still in tears now. It's probably the most sarcastic delivery of what Monica would have been terrified to be sharing. But nonetheless, what Baker said in regards to not remembering, it says, and then he follows up with saying that you guys were probably watching. And I'm wondering why this is, if I'm not mistaken, because two thoughts are popping into my head, because I do remember the undercover, one of the police officers, one of the detectives that was tracking them, and this was sometime in March 9th, I think, when Chris Gable was handed over the investigation from, I believe, Missy Roberts. I believe that those were the sequence of events. Nonetheless, he took over the investigation, staged a whole thing. So I thought, because they have video from that time, and I remember back, I can't remember the exact episode number. I wish I wrote it down, but I said that Monica and Baker were looking at their vehicle as if they knew they were being watched. It was like that, and Monica was looking at the tires, etc. So that image popped into my head. But they're talking about meeting our target. At least that's what I'm understanding. So the cameras at, why would he just offer this testimony about you guys were watching? What do you mean you guys were watching? Like, this was the day of the murder. What do you mean? Like, how would you know that they're watching you? I'm stumped personally. I'm trying to figure out why he would say something like that. What evidence has been presented to probably suggest something like that? But seems to me like it's his paranoid mind.
You were listening.
Right.
Sorry, listening.
And then you said, and I would, and I happened to do it the day before. What were the chances of that shit breaking? Right? So which is it? Did it get stolen?
Oh, it got stolen, along with some gear, with some racquetball gear.
Got stolen with some racquetball gear. All right.
And so after you and Monica met up in the Target parking lot, where did you go next?
Well, where I went, where we met, you say we met. I'm not going to say anything about that. I'm just saying where I met. Where I went from there is I went to find a place to park the car.
Which car?
The silver rental.
And where did you go to park the silver rental?
I don't remember the exact address. It was off Ventura Boulevard.
Behind or next to what?
It was in a housing area, so it wasn't behind or next to anything but some houses.
All right. I just want to literally just write this down, because I based on what happened last episode, right, with so much location issues, park at Ventura Avenue, because there was so much location issues, so much location data that was it was just bothering me. It was just bothering me that I just wanted to. I couldn't keep up, basically, and I don't think you understand how much it irks me when I miss something. But admittedly, I did miss a couple of things, and I'm trying to like, not compensate, but like, make up for it, I guess, now.
Okay, so it was next to houses.
Yeah, I don't remember where.
Where did you go from there?
On foot.
Okay.
Towards the house.
And again, this is during that same period of time that you told us that there was such a short window where you had to get this murder done, right? But now we've talked about going to the liquor store, going to the bank. Now we can see you're at Target, you have a conversation with Monica. Now you go drop the rental car somewhere and you're on foot. Clock's ticking, so where do you go next?
I don't agree with the talking to Monica part, but I'll go along with the other stuff. Going to some back way towards the house, trying to get to the house.
So you walked to the house from there?
Jogged.
Jogged. Didn't you forget something?
Probably did.
How about your lookout?
Okay. What about it?
Well, you told us that from the Target lot, you went and parked the car somewhere. I'm assuming at some point you went back to the apartment to pick up your lookout?
No, he's in the car.
Oh, he was in the car at Target?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when, in all the interviews that you gave to the defense team, when did you ever say that Chris Austin was actually in the rental car sitting in there?
I never said anything.
Till today?
Till today.
So would this be like story number somewhere around 14?
Objection, Your Honor.
Well, you had 12
Sorry,
interviews.
there's an objection pending. It's argumentative.
All right. The reason why this is, I'm sure that Beth, because I just picked this up now. I'm sure that Beth is gonna pin in more on this, but the fact that he just said that Chris was in the car has basically implicated Monica in the worst way, because if he was in the car, then by all means, Monica knew about Christopher Austin. So now, they testified about the flip phone that he had, a flip phone getting stolen. I don't know too much the context, but I do remember from watching, because I have finished his testimony. From watching all of this, I do remember he said that he left his phone at home. I remember him saying that. So he now says that the flip phone got stolen. So he also went on to testify that he had gotten Paula to basically rent the car for him. Paula is Paula McCulloch. That is the other person. That is another individual that Baker was having an affair with. And on the last episode, I believe, he basically testified that he was, doing their marriage. Paula and this guy's, like, they're friends. They're legit friends. He was basically doing their marriage a favor by having sex with the man's wife. I could not believe what I was hearing, I should say. I could imagine how disastrous this may I've come across for the jury. Nonetheless, the next part that we are going to go into is the scrutiny of the second attempt. This is where Beth is going to challenge everything in regards to what he was testifying to regarding on the director's examination regarding the second attempt and his minimization of Austin, minimization of using Viber and communicating with Monica on it. Let's just get to this testimony, because he starts off by testifying that Austin was in the passenger seat of the Porsche when they were driving. And remember, at this point, Beth naturally drifted off and gone talk about somewhere else. And now he puts Austin in the passenger seat. I distinctly remember him saying on direct examination that Austin was in the boot. I remember that without writing down. I did not know it though. I did not record it, but I just remember that. So him saying that Austin was in the, passenger seat is significant.
Again, you told the jury last week that on your way from your apartment,
Okay, gotcha.
once you and Chris put on clothing, that he was in the front passenger seat. And then shortly thereafter, in another question, you said he was in the trunk. Which area of the car was Chris Austin in when you drove from your apartment to the Sementilli residence?
He was in the passenger seat.
Come on, man.
So when you said that he was in the trunk, at what point in time was that? Or was that just, again, another statement that wasn't true?
I think He was in the trunk when we left the apartment, or we were in the apartment before we left. And I don't even remember if it was right at that time. I think it was before time, because somebody came from the apartment complex and I didn't want him seen. So I told him, slip in the back seat, and slide in the back so nobody can see you. That's where the trunk thing came in.
And where was that when you said he was in the trunk in your apartment?
In the garage.
In the garage.
Yeah.
So when the two of you left your apartment, he was in the trunk.
I think so. He eventually got out, but I can't remember. I can't be sure. I can't be sure of that exactly.
So which is it? Was he in the trunk? Was he in the front passenger seat? Or is it that now you can't remember?
He was in the car. He was in the passenger seat and he was in the trunk.
So he was in both.
He was in one of the other, but he wasn't in the trunk the whole time. He was only there for a short period of time.
I see.
Guys, Christopher Austin is a shapeshifter. He's a shapeshifter. He can be in two places at once.
Just out of camera range.
I see. Well, people knew he was coming and going from your apartment, so you weren't hiding the fact that he was
Look at that face by Monica. She knows. She knows. She's messed. She is finished. She knows.
Your apartment, right? So what exactly, when you say out of camera range, which cameras
I don't know if anybody saw him
him
or not. I have no clue of that.
Excuse me?
I have no idea if anybody saw him or not. I don't know.
Okay. Again, he had been staying with you, you said, for a couple of days, right?
Yes.
In fact, last week you told us that he was here for several days, right?
That he said.
He's here a couple of days.
Okay. And so, again, when you said he moved from the trunk to the front passenger seat once you were out of camera range, which cameras are you referring to?
Okay, I thought you were talking about somebody seeing him. I don't know. Just in case any camera saw him. Any camera.
So again, I'll ask it again. At what point in time did Chris Austin move from the trunk to the front passenger seat?
Probably after we left the underground garage.
Probably.
It's 8 years ago. I don't remember.
8 years ago, I don't remember. You don't remember whether you know he was in a car. And this is so bad simply because of the fact that he gave testimony on direct examination about literally speaking with Austin and giving him, I believe it was gold coins, and also putting stuff in the pillow. He has to be in a passenger seat, but now you can't. But because you said put him in the trunk before, it's confusing as heck. And look, if this was the reason, I don't think so. I think there's other reasons to convict Monica, but I don't think that this would be the reason. I think that if we're talking about Monica's involvement and, you know, the minimization of Christopher Austin, it would definitely have to be when they were meeting up at the house. I think that would have been the area where the jury were maybe paying attention to actually reach that conviction. But nonetheless, I'm going to move on to the next part of his testimony, where he then testifies, right, that he doesn't even remember giving Austin a knife to stab Fabio. Let's take a listen to this wild testimony, because when this registered, I just couldn't. I was mad all over again.
When you heard that Austin stabbed Fabio, and that therefore you must have given him a knife.
I don't remember him giving him a knife at all. That part I don't remember, but somehow it just makes sense. I don't know how, it just somehow makes sense after the fact.
Okay, what makes sense?
That maybe he stabbed him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember that. I really don't remember that part.
He really doesn't remember. I don't know. The trial channel said something about the fact that he does have legit memory issues, and I've always believed he is just using that as a convenient excuse just to, not answer anything. So I thought, okay, let me go back and look in my notes with Christopher Austin and see what he has to say about, this whole knife issue. So I did. And I got back to his testimony, and this is what he had to say in regards to having a knife on him on the day of the murder, which he subsequently went on to stab Fabio.
Picked out one, and then I said, I have to go get a knife. He just walked to the...
There we go. Let's go back a little bit more. And then
we got there.
Tell us about that.
Picked up a couple regular miscellaneous items, some Gatorades, and then he's like, we gotta go get a knife. Well, not in that context of we have to go get a knife. He just walked to the counter and picked out one, and then I said, let me see that one. Showed it to him, and he bought it.
Prior to going to Walmart, did you have a conversation about having to buy or get a knife?
Yeah. Yes.
When was that?
I think it was in the car on the way there. He said we gotta go get a knife.
On the way to Walmart?
Mm-hmm.
So yes?
Yes, excuse me.
Now, a knife, ultimately 2 knives were used in the murder, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How many knives, to your knowledge, were purchased at Walmart?
One.
What kind of knife was that?
Pocket knife, switchblade. Well, not a switchblade, I'm sorry. It's a pocket knife, a foldable knife.
The kind that folds?
Yes.
Okay. The second knife, then, that was ultimately used, where'd that come from?
Baker had one.
He already had a knife? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Court reporter?
Yes.
What kind of knife was that?
It was like a hunter's knife style. It went into a pouch.
So is that a fixed blade type knife? It didn't fold?
No, it didn't fold.
The knife at Walmart, he ultimately purchased a knife?
Yes, ma'am.
And Exhibit 155, do you recognize that?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you recognize that?
That's the knife he purchased.
And how do you remember, did you see this knife at Walmart, or is this a knife that you used?
I saw the knife at Walmart.
Okay. So that appears to be the knife that you purchased at Walmart.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
So that's basically it. Confirmed that he purchased the knife, confirmed that he gave it to him, and Baker says he doesn't remember. And this is where I'm like, okay, maybe he does have memory issues, because he did actually say that he does remember something. That does sound like something that will happen, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he's a criminal mastermind or anything like that, evidently, because this guy ran through the front door. I mean, the minute I saw that on the opening statements, that the fact that these three ran through the front door, I knew that this was, it caught my eye immediately, because I was like, who would do that? But he's no criminal mastermind, but I still think that he's one of those guys that is just gonna think on his feet and just say something. He knows what's working for him, basically. It's what I'm trying to say. He knows. So he's going to do something like that. That's my thoughts anyway. So let's continue on with his testimony, Robert Baker's testimony, after that little reference clip, and go into the fact that he basically testified about the sending of the Wi-Fi login details to him. We heard about that from, forget his name, Curtis Davis' testimony. This is where Beth is basically introducing that to him, and let's see what he has to say about it.
A couple of times prior to that, you had only been to,
let's go back a bit further.
Ask it open.
you told us earlier that you had only been to the Sementilli home a couple of times prior to Fabio Sementilli's murder. How did you know where to enter the home if you had only been there a couple of times?
Because I know that going through the front door is covered through a camera. So I'm trying to avoid that camera for now.
And you know that because, again, on June 28th, when your cell phone connected to the Sementilli's home Wi-Fi, that same day, Monica sent you an email with the logon instructions for her home security system, right?
Mm. She sent me the logon. Yes.
Okay. And that was so that you could also be aware of people coming and going, the family from the home, right?
No, it was just for her to say hello to me.
For her to say hello to you.
Yeah, stupid as that sounds, but yes.
If she wanted to say hello to you, all she had to do was pick up the phone, right? Like you guys did 180 times a day.
No, not right. Not right. Not right.
Not right.
Not right.
So, in other words, she knew about your prior history, right?
Yes.
And you said she was fine with that. We talked about that the other day. Remember
Yes.
that?
Yes.
She was okay with the whole sex registrant, underage minor, all of that, right?
Yes.
And yet she sent you the password, her home Wi-Fi, and the login code for the cameras at the Sementilli home, where she had 2 teenage daughters coming and going from the home, right?
Yeah, she had daughters.
And so that was so that you could see everybody coming and going from the home and keep tabs on them,
No,
right?
just her. Whenever she said I want to say hello, I don't look at nobody else, didn't care about anybody else. Wasn't it?
So
That's his response. So I want to go to this. I want to go. I just want to write this down. Baker wanted the Wi-Fi to say hello. Okay. Couple of things that we just have to consider, because if it stands to, like, because you just have to think of the fact that you're asking for this, and I said this in the previous episode before even going into this testimony, because I've always wondered, because this isn't the first time that the kids have been brought up. It's been brought up by Beth and a number of times, and I said on one of the episodes that there's a high likelihood that he could. There's a high. Well, I didn't say there's a high likelihood. I said there's an argument to be made that, you know, Baker could have that the defense or Baker could basically say that the reason why Monica was sending him the Wi-Fi details is so that they can, you know, go in and out of the house, have an affair, you know, just know when Fabio is going to be at the home, just basically know what everyone is doing so that they can move in and out. And I thought that was probably the best course. Probably it's not gonna make anything better, but at the very least it does advance, you know, the cheating testimony. But I never in my wildest dream imagined that Beth would flip it like this and bring his history, bring his his sex offender past, and bring the kids into it to show how irresponsible Monica is, but also how it is actually very likely that they planned this, because Monica was literally in for the thrill, in for the idea of starting a new life after what I believe was to be a mundane relationship for her. Like, we went into a research study, I believe on episode 5 or 6, one of the episodes. We went into a research study on why someone would cheat, why some female couples end up cheating. And dissatisfaction was one of them. We got to hear from Anna Crescentini that, who is Monica's sister, that Fabio was quite, jealous. That's what she said. Baker said the same thing, that he seemed quite obsessive. So I'm like, well, you're kind of backing me up here. Why she would cheat on him? Because if all that is true, it wouldn't be satisfactory. At least I'm guessing. I'm guessing it wouldn't be. But then again, when we listen to him speak more and more, I had to revise that a little. I had to, because the next the next part that happened here, and I had to laugh at this, right? The next part that happened here was the fact that he was basically saying that he was putting trackers on Fabio's car, and he wanted to do it so that he can get an accurate GPS location of the vehicle. That's literally it. That's why he wanted to do it like that. So let's listen to that testimony, because I think it does reveal a little bit as to why I don't know where this testimony came from, but it does reveal a little bit why this may have been premeditated.
And to pick up her daughter at school that day, because she didn't have any plan to pick up her daughter at school that day, because Bella drove herself to school.
Sustained.
Is it possible that, again, you're providing information that's false to the jury?
No, that's what I believed.
That's what you believed?
Yeah.
All right. I want to go back to this part because I just realized I just realized that there was testimony that he made in regards to the fact that that he did not want to, that basically he did not want the Wi-Fi or the IP address to basically monitor the kids.
All of that, right?
Yes.
And yet she sent you the pass registrant, underage minor, all of that, right?
Oh, no. Let me go back a bit.
Talked about that the other day. Remember
Yes.
that?
Yes.
She was okay with the whole sex registrant, underage minor, all of that, right?
Yes.
And yet she sent you the password, her home Wi-Fi, and the login code for the cameras at the Sementilli home, where she had 2 teenage daughters coming and going from the home, right?
Yeah, she had daughters.
And so that was so that you could see everybody coming and going.
So I wanted to go back here because I just realized the significance of that testimony. This is going straight at the defense theory, because the defense was saying on their opening statement that Baker was harassing Monica, right? That Baker was stalking Monica, that Baker was doing all this, right? What Beth has just done is completely, let me find an adjective. I don't know what word to use. Magical. I don't think any word can do it justice, because it's actually, it's one of those blink and you miss it kind of detail. But literally, it flips the defense narrative right on their head. It's like dropping an atom bomb right on your head top. And if it registers, it's powerful, because not only have they reduced this guy to a piece of rat, pardon my, not only have they reduced him to just that minuscule creature, but they have also successfully planted the idea in the head of the jury that this guy was clearly not stalking Monica. Monica vetted him, knows his history, knows the fact that he has got convictions against minors, has teenage daughters, and still felt comfortable enough to give him the Wi-Fi details to access the DVR remotely. Still felt comfortable enough to do all of that. So when you bring it all together, this just sounds to me, how do I say this? Bring it all together, it seems that not only was it not a stalking, but it just paints Monica as a bad mother. I was trying to find ways to just say it without bringing that emotional part in, without bringing that moral judgment part in, but it just makes her feel like, look like someone that is just morally bankrupt to allow someone that could actually be a danger to a child to have such a intimate proximity to them like that in the pleasure of his own home. It's not even about what he would have done to them, but it's just you gotta see them coming in and out. What if he's jerking off in his? I don't want to go there. Let me not go there. Let me continue on. I just wanted to point that out because it came into my head, and I basically connected dots after as I was going on. It never occurred to me before. Anyway, so this is a testimony that I was mentioning in regards to the GPS locations, and this was on the day of the first attempt and the second attempt. For context, we went through Cyray's testimony last episode, where he gave the GPS locations, and it was 3 hours from the hours of 3 p.m. to 5 to 6 p.m. around that time. 3 hours basically. There were verbal communications exchanged between him and Monica, him being Baker and Monica at this point, because Christopher Austin was the person that was supposed to go ahead and take out Fabio at the pho restaurant that he was sent to by Monica. She made the searches. So with all of that happening, Baker was basically hiding out in the, I think he said, this is why I was noting down the boulevard that you said, because I literally can't remember the location he put it down. But we're gonna go into the testimony now in regards to the tracking devices.
And you would know exactly what her timing was, considering that you told us you had a GPS on the vehicle she was driving. You would have had exact time to know exactly when she was even on her way home, so that you wouldn't have to rush around, right?
If I looked.
So what was the point of having a GPS if you weren't using it the night that you attempted to kill Fabio Sementilli at the strip mall, and you're not using it again on the day that you're going to the Sementilli home to kill him?
It had proximity alerts on the cars, so it would send emails and texts to whatever phone or whatever emails you wanted to send to, and let you know if there's movement.
You sit on a throne of lies.
I didn't want him to finish talking. I just wanted to say that. Let's listen back.
To tell the address and the distance and all that.
And you said you purchased it on Amazon.
One of them, yes.
And where did you purchase the other one?
It was also on Amazon, but not on my accounts.
On whose account?
Someone I'm not going to mention.
Whose account, sir?
He doesn't. For reference, I don't think he even. I'll give him a benefit of the doubt. He doesn't remember, but I don't. But I think he knows exactly whose account it is. It's Monica's account, but he just doesn't want to say it. Hey, Rick, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much. Who do you think is cuzzier, Robert Baker or Charlie Edelson? I'll be honest. I haven't seen the Charlie Edelson trial. I have only watched Donald Edelson. I am planning to do a source and order stream going through his trial, because I haven't seen it at all. I've only seen his mother's trial, and like I said, and I don't know the context too well. I was quite lost because it felt like there was a prequel to all of this. So I am planning to go back and watching it and see how Charlie Adelson factors into everything. So I'll give you an answer then. It's my it's my question. Sorry, it's my response to what you said. Rick says, I assume the defense tried to exaggerate MS looking rough and old in contrast to before jail, but I don't think that played for them like they hope. I really don't like it initials. Really don't like it. I try to keep. Who is MS? Please, I'm sorry, but like initials are the bane of my existence. Like I'm not the biggest fan. It sends me into a referencing trap that I can't get out of. Anyway, so as it says, you're the first person I've watched to connect the theory and Baker destroying it right there. Oh wow, thank you. I honestly, I could have I nearly missed it because I moved on to this testimony. I was like, wait a second, no, it literally just hit me. It literally just, I didn't if you're referring to the whole CCTV and the whole DVR, this and that, then I appreciate it. Oh, Monica Sementilli. Okay, so I assume that they even tried to exaggerate Monica Sementilli looking rough. I don't think looking rough, but I definitely think they were trying to. I definitely just think that they were just trying to paint her as bad as possible, so that they can show that the person that at least in my view, they can show that the person that the jury are looking at in the courtroom is not the same person that was on the day of the murder. That's what I think. That's the only reason why I think that Beth would go that lowball, indirectly. Anyway, let's continue on with his testimony, with Baker's testimony in regards to this whole GPS thing and the owner of the Amazon account.
Your Honor?
Nah, I'm not going to get nobody involved in this. There's enough people involved.
Enough people involved. He's pious.
I need you to answer this question. We had a talk, you and
I just can't answer that. I don't want to get anybody else involved in this.
This is
Because it's fake. Right?
it's fake.
No, it's not fake.
It's another lie.
That's not a lie.
You bought 2 GPS devices through Amazon on some third party's account that you can't name. Does that sound believable to you?
It is argumentative.
Answer the question.
Your Honor.
Whose was it?
There are people that, if you do not answer this, think that you're lying.
This is where when this happened, I thought this. I've never seen this from a judge. I've never seen a judge actually do that, because for you to say that and the jury is right there, I don't know. I didn't like that. I'll be very honest. I thought that was a bit overstepping. Maybe I'm on the minority on that, but that is very, for a witness. I mean, obviously he's not a defendant, but I don't know. I just think that was a bit overstepping. But I'm not a lawyer. I want to be a lawyer. I am taking steps to become a lawyer, but it's just, I don't know. Anyway, I'll leave it. I'll just leave that thought. But the point I wanted to make was, this isn't the first time that Baker has done this. I remember when, I believe it was, same Beth. It was Beth on his first cross-examination before the break, and Isabella came on. I believe it was that. And Beth basically just outed the name of one of the minors he had, engaged in coitus with, and mentioned the ex-wife, etc. And then he literally turned to the judge and went, "I'm not answering any more questions." This guy is the most difficult witness I've seen in my entire life. of watching trials. Like difficult, insanely difficult.
If you want them to believe you, answer the question.
It doesn't matter if they believe me or not. I'm telling the truth. I just don't want to get the information out. That's all I have.
Thank you, Your Honor. So when you purchased it on Amazon, you're saying you purchased it now through some third person's account who you will not name.
On my account, it's there.
On your account.
There's one on my account. And the other ones, I just kept it off my name. That's all.
Got it. And so again, if you had this information on your cell phone, were you monitoring the GPS to see where Monica was?
On that day, no.
So again, wasn't that the whole point of allegedly purchasing some sort of GPS device through Amazon,
Great
through
facts.
some unknown person's account?
Great facts.
No, that wasn't the main reason why I did it.
Oh, come on. Come on. This is a great fact for Beth to bring up, because why are you at the scene if you have installed GPS trackers on this guy's vehicle? Why would you be at the scene? When I first heard this testimony, when they were going through that whole chaotic thing, I felt like this was BS. I knew it was a story concocted to cover Monica and just remove her from it, because nothing makes sense. Like, why have the GPS? Anyway, let me continue on.
So again, you took the car and you parked it somewhere where you still would have to jog approximately 2 miles. Correct?
Yes.
And you leave your cell phone in the car.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Yes.
Again, so that you can't be traced, right?
That and don't want to lose the cell phones if something happens that goes really, really bad.
Well, how much worse could it possibly get?
I think it's bad.
So you go up to the home. You don't know if Fabio's going to be there. You're taking a chance, but you go all the way up 2 miles with Chris Austin with a knife on you, a hunting knife. And how long was the blade on this knife?
On mine, it was about 8 inches, like I told you.
An 8-inch blade.
Correct.
That's a large knife, right?
8 to 6. It's about this big.
Yeah, flex for us.
Your Honor, it's about a foot. Can you show the judge?
I don't think that's the
Flexing. So, after that testimony, we're going to get on to the next testimony that connects with this. I am going to skip ahead because there was a lot of testimony that was given, especially there was testimony about it being coincidental that the housekeeper was, leaving a few moments before the murder happened. 2 hours before the murder happened. That was just purely coincidental. Obviously, the inference there, if you know the data for the case, Monica and Baker were communicating around 1 and 2 p.m. when the housekeeper was leaving. So this next part of the testimony is what really struck me as odd, because I just didn't expect it, for one, and secondly, it's I can't imagine a world in which someone would offer this testimony and think it's doing them a good thing. So he's talking about the fact that Fabio was attacking him when he broke into the house.
Like at the same time, and squeezed hard and pulled hard.
Let me go back a little bit just so you guys can get context. Wrong timestamps is kind of a tradition over here.
Yeah, and he yelled like trying to get someone's attention. He yelled, and he grabbed me by my shirt, by my hoodie, by my chest, and my hand at the same time, and squeezed hard and pulled hard. And I just with my right hand, I just went up straight up, and I just tried to cut anything I could.
With your right hand?
Yeah, with my right hand.
Okay. And you said Fabio grabbed you by your hoodie and your left hand as he was yelling, right?
On my chest, yeah.
So, did someone hear him and come running?
I guess not. Nobody showed up.
And you said that you struggled with him.
Yeah, it felt like a little struggle, but I lost. Everything happened real fast. Everything was going real fast now. So I'm just trying to get him off me. Eventually, his grip let go, and that's all I remember. That's all I remember. His grip.
So he grabs your hoodie, he grabs your left hand, but yet he has no defensive wounds anywhere on his hands or arms, right?
I don't know. I never saw the autopsy or any of that.
Okay.
And this is important to highlight because I was wondering for so long on the I keep confusing the prosecution phase and direct. Anyway, when the prosecution were introducing their evidence and we were going through what they had to say, I, for one, never thought in my wildest dreams I was going to hear the defense arguing about potential. I didn't know whether it was bias or a break in the investigative chain or something like that, because I felt that the record was pretty clean. I felt like the investigation was pretty well done and thorough. So when it got to the medical examiner getting grilled on who was stabbing who and the stab wounds and all of that, I was stumped. But now it makes sense because, yeah, the defense knew that he was gonna testify to a struggle, and for Beth to highlight that there was no evidence of there being defensive wound, etc., because we never heard that from the medical examiner at all. Like, Fabio was basically a sitting duck when he got stabbed.
And how long did the two of you struggle for?
I don't know. I lost track when after I tried to cut him the first time. I kind of lost track of everything then.
What do you mean you lost track?
I blacked
you were
out.
there, right?
I blacked out.
You blacked out.
I just don't remember.
You blacked out.
I just don't remember.
You
I don't
became
remember.
unconscious?
I just don't remember.
Did you fall to the ground?
No, I just don't remember.
You just don't remember.
I just don't remember.
Wow,
And
Monica.
how many times did you stab Fabio?
I have no idea. I just kept on trying to cut. I just know I was moving until I felt him weaken, until I felt him let go of me.
Well, how many times, since you were the only other person there that survived, how many times did you stab him?
I told you I don't know.
Several.
You don't know.
I don't know.
And is he yelling during this entire time?
I don't remember him yelling. I don't remember any of this.
You just told us that he yelled, though.
He
That
yelled
was-
before, as we were doing it, but after I cut him, I don't remember anymore.
Okay. So you blacked out, you don't remember, but you just kept cutting him.
I had to.
You
I'm sure
had
of it.
to.
I'm sure of it. Yeah.
Well, that was the whole point in going there, right?
Yes.
You were there for a premeditated, planned out murder, right?
That's what I pled to.
And your plan was to take him by surprise while he was sitting out in the back on his own patio, minding his own business, right? Right?
Correct.
You wanted to take him by surprise, right?
I said that.
So you basically were watching for an opportune time when he would look away and you could attack him, right?
The lying in wait part, yes.
Yeah, that's lying in wait,
I know what you're doing now.
which you also admitted to in this case.
I know what you're doing.
And so that's what you did.
Yes.
Oh, that I just realized that comment is so bad. Oh, that comment. I know what you're doing, because he just realized that the fact that he just realized what Beth has just done has just turned his story about Fabio fighting back on his head, and his reaction is, "I know what you're doing." This guy lacks any kind of composure. Like, sir. Anyway, that was his testimony brought back to the record for him. He did testify that he was just saying there. This is going to be important later on because, and I'm gonna give it a preview here in case I'm gonna give it kind of a big preview here. He's testified earlier, well not earlier, later on. He's going to testify to how he entered the residence. And this testimony, you know what, let me mark it down because it's going to be, we will have to remember this testimony because he said, I know what you are doing to stabbing, stab plus struggle. That's going to become important later on. So let's go back to the testimony right here.
And Chris Austin, did he come out onto the patio with you?
Not at that time.
Okay. At what point in time was he out on the patio with you?
He came out after me because I walked in the kitchen because I was still kind of shook up. I walked in the kitchen because my hand was hurting real bad. I was still panicking. My heart was racing. And I just finally, like, had the oh shit type. It was just, it's hard to describe. Then I saw him come out like him in a panic also. He was in a panic. Like, he was in a panic. He was in a panic.
Okay.
Meaning Chris Austin?
Yes.
Okay. And so, what areas of Fabio's body did you stab?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I just know I went up.
You stabbed up because he's taller than you.
Correct.
I'm bigger.
And when you saw Austin in the kitchen, was he holding a knife?
No, I didn't see one. I wasn't even paying attention like that, really. I really wasn't paying attention. I was still in shock over it myself.
Well, why would you be in shock? This was
Because
something
I was.
you had
I don't
planned
know.
for months and months.
I was in shock. That's it. I was in shock.
Well, you weren't in shock, right? Because you told us last week that you had the presence of mind to go around the house looking for valuables in order to stage the scene.
I still had to do that, yes. But I still was in shock.
Okay. And so...
And we're going to move on to that part now. Let's connect this testimony. We are going to skip ahead again. But he did testify in regards to not remembering any of the stabbings that was inflicted on Fabio. He was literally trying... I don't know the value of him trying to distance himself this much from Austin because he admitted he was the lookout guy. So I don't know, but he admitted to that, and he also admitted that he had gloves on where he had ran for 2 miles with his face covered. So this was talking about fleeing the scene. They ran for 2 miles, which it just didn't make sense in my head because where's the car? Where's the vehicle? But I gave him the benefit that I thought, okay, he was probably remembering a moment in time where he probably got ditched. He ditched the car. They are split, and they, meaning both him and Austin, are split, and then he's running somewhere else. So I gave him the benefit of the doubt of that. So now Beth brings him back to the house, and went into a bit more detail about what was basically going on there. And to my surprise, Baker testified that he just basically denied that he saw a safe in the house, but he also at the same time confirmed that he talked about a safe. I mean, this guy is so all over the place that I just don't know how to keep up with him and his stories.
Say that to this jury last week.
Let me go back a little bit more. There you go.
I never said that.
You didn't say last week that you saw the safe and you knew there was a safe? You didn't say that to this jury last week?
I didn't say it like, I don't know what I said about that, but I said, we talked about a safe, and I said, I thought there was
talked
one
about
in
a
there.
safe?
You did.
This is the first time I've asked you about a safe.
Objection, Your Honor.
You mentioned it.
Excuse me.
First, she indicated she talked about
One
it.
moment.
That's a
Counsel's testifying. Sustained.
You mentioned in your direct exam last week that you saw a safe.
You mentioned the safe.
Okay. So you don't remember mentioning that in your direct exam to the jury?
I remember we talked about it. I remember we talked about it. I told you I don't remember seeing it. I think that's what I said.
Okay.
You
We'll go
should
with
know
that.
what you said.
Sustained.
So you never, your testimony today is that last week on your direct exam, you never mentioned seeing a safe. Do I have that correct now?
Overruled.
I remember we talked about a safe. I don't remember seeing a safe
Okay.
that day.
Okay. Did you know there was a safe?
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. I think there was a safe in the house. I really
All right. He says, let's go to this. Let's just go. He thinks there was, oh wait, let me not say he, sorry. Baker. I use pronouns a lot. Thinks there was a safe in the house. Yeah, I need to write bigger. So, he says that he thinks there was a safe in the house.
do, but I don't remember.
And where did you think the safe was when you said you think there was a safe in the house?
Probably in the closet.
Probably in which closet?
Their closet, their bedroom closet.
Of all the places in this multi-room house, why would you say that the safe was probably in their closet?
Because I can't remember if I saw it. I saw one before on one visit that I had. I can't remember if I saw it sitting somewhere.
Who showed you the safe?
Nobody showed it to me.
facts known and evidence.
Sustained.
How did you know where the safe was if nobody showed you?
I think I just saw it in a glimpse.
Just a
Sub-
glimpse.
Yeah, I think I saw it subconsciously.
Like in plain view, it just happened to be sitting there in the
No, I
closet.
think I just saw it in the closet. I just didn't make a direct observation and say, hey, I'm going to look for this safe. That wasn't in my head, so I didn't really look for it like that.
What if I were to tell you that the closet, or the safe in this case, is behind a mirror, so it would be hidden?
See, it tells you how much I know. See?
You seem very opportunistic.
So you said you grabbed a bunch of stuff, any clothing you had given her. What else? What else did you steal?
I said, not any. I said, one piece I saw. That's
Okay.
it. I said I was looking for other stuff, but I didn't pick up anything else. So the jewelry box, whatever was sitting on the counter.
Okay. What
And
else?
just random stuff. I wasn't inventorying. I was just throwing stuff in the pillowcase. I wasn't inventorying or looking, oh, I got this. It was just whatever was there. I just put it in there.
Okay. And then what'd you do?
Get
I think
that
I went back
faster.
towards the kitchen.
Okay. And then what?
Eventually left.
Last week you told us that you went back out onto the patio for a second time. Do you remember that?
Yep, I do.
Why would you go back out onto the patio where the man you had just murdered would be lying and bleeding?
Actually, I went outside to look over the. There's a little walkway over there. Not a walkway, but like a. You could see people from the street. So I just wanted to take a quick glance over behind the patio to see if there's anything going on. People moving about real fast before we left.
Well, wasn't that what you had Chris Austin posted up to do, to be the lookout at the front door?
Yep. It was.
So why did you need to go back out onto the patio to look for people?
Double check.
Okay.
This
And then
guy, do you see what I mean when I say that it just doesn't seem possible that this guy has legit memory issues. I don't know, man. I'm probably gonna fight the trial channel about this. I'm probably gonna fight about, because this is blatant coming up with it on the spot. I don't believe at all that this guy has. But then again, I've seen like, I do think there is some merit to it, but I don't know. This scenario, he knows way more than he's laying on, and he's just making it up on the spot because you have a lookout guy. You have great point by Beth. You have a lookout guy, and you're still going out to take a glance at the scene. Okay.
do.
You know, that's when I saw there was some paperwork on the ground with a small manila envelope with a little piece of like a gold coin hanging out of it with some documents in it, and I grabbed it real quick. I just grabbed it.
So where was that?
I was on the ground.
Last week you told us it was on a table. So which is it?
It was
Is it
by
on
a
a table or is it on the
It was by a
ground?
table.
I'm sorry?
It was by a table.
You see what I mean? This is so blurry. But he took the gold coins that he's making reference to is what they used to pay Austin with. So that's why it's important to highlight. But the fact that he just, maybe this one you can maybe chalk up to a memory problem. But this guy's is pure comedy. But anyway, now we're gonna move on to the next part of the testimony, where he testified that he saw Fabio's Porsche, the keys of it. Anyway, he saw the Porsche keys, the keys to the Porsche. That's the one. The keys to the Porsche, which was their subsequent getaway car, and just how he got into the car and left. And yeah, let's get into this testimony because this getaway is pretty much going to impact, and I'm tracking this tightly because I know that Christopher Austin is coming up later. He's been recalled, but I don't know who by. I don't know if it's by the defense or by the state. So I'm just getting as much information around him and this murder as possible.
So all of them were in the envelope?
Yes.
Just loose coins?
They were all in the envelope.
Again, were they loose coins?
Objection, that's been asked and answered.
It's overruled.
I don't know what he means. They were just in the envelope.
Loose?
Yeah.
So in other words, if you dumped out the envelope, they would be loose?
Yes.
And then what did you do?
Unless I'm missing something else, get out of there.
Okay. So where do you go?
Yeah.
To the car. Actually, before the car. I saw the keys on the car. Time was running out. I knew it was running out.
You saw the what?
The keys to the car.
Okay. Where were those?
They were on the counter.
Okay.
One of the two counters. I can't remember which one.
Okay. When you say the counter, are you talking about the kitchen area?
Yes.
Okay. So then what?
Then went to the car. Got into the car. Left.
Okay. And on before you left, did you take anything else?
I might have. I just don't remember. I might have. I don't know.
Okay.
I wasn't doing an inventory of everything. I was trying to get out of there.
Did you stop to take the DVR?
Oh, see. Yes.
So where was that?
That was in the garage.
Okay. And who showed you where that was?
Let's follow the wires.
Okay. So there were wires that led you there.
Can't miss it.
They just had them
You can't miss it.
laying around that
Wires
led.
you can't miss it.
Well, you were there the day, as we talked about, that the surveillance system was installed. You talked about that this morning, right? June 28th?
I don't remember being there when this thing was installed. I really don't remember that.
Okay.
I really don't remember that.
And so you took the DVR. Tell us why you decided to do that.
get to
So
it.
there's no record. There's no media.
How did you know that the DVR wasn't cloud-based?
I didn't.
So you took the DVR not knowing if it contained any recordings at all?
Not really sure, but I took it anyway.
You hadn't had a prior conversation with Monica about the DVR, had you?
I hadn't had a conversation with her about it.
Never.
I know that she was getting a new system. She said it was getting upgraded.
No, so, you know what I'm saying? That you done fucked up now, you know that, don't you?
Yeah.
You know you done fucked up, don't you?
Oh my word. That question by Beth, where she basically said, how do you know that this wasn't cloud-based? How do you know that this wasn't, and he just basically said, if we cast our mind back, and he essentially said, before all of this, that he has never, he's been to the Sementilli residence, but he doesn't know anything about the DVR, right? Goes through all of this. Then Beth introduces that question. Well, then how did you know it was cloud-based? Making him acquiesce completely, like try to justify all of it. I was just taking a leap of faith. I suddenly started believing in Jesus Christ and miracles and the faith of a mustard seed, whatever. Like, he basically was ready to bank everything on this, only to then say, I knew she was getting an upgrade. Wow, I didn't think that one question will cause someone to crash out as quickly as that. But the way that he just basically put Monica right into it and just contradicted himself at the same time is just pure gold. Just pure gold.
That was way before that day. He said that he wanted to get it done.
And so you took the DVR, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Where was that?
In the garage.
Where?
World?
Well, if I didn't take it, I don't know where I got it from, but I took it. I can't remember exactly where it was anymore.
Can't remember now where it was, despite all of us hearing him just testify to it being in the garage. But sure, you can't remember. I'm telling you, I don't think this guy has memory issues, but I digress. The next part of the testimony that we're going to go into is where he testified about how he got access to the house. This was the first, this was what I was referring to earlier. Now we're getting to the, probably the most ridiculous part of his testimony, probably the most ridiculous part of his whole entire examination. Let's listen to what he has to say about how he gained interest into the Sementilli household.
I wanted him to come in the house, but he wouldn't come.
So you're now telling us in yet another version that when you first got to the house, you turned off power to the house?
No, not at first. It was when I first went into the kitchen and saw him, he wouldn't come in. I wanted him to come in.
He wouldn't come in. Did you call him? Fabio, come in here. I want to stab you to death. I mean, how did you get him to, what were you doing that you said he wouldn't come in?
He wouldn't come in on his own. He wouldn't just walk up and come in. I wanted him in the house, but he wouldn't come in the house.
What do you mean he wouldn't come in? Did you call to him? Did you talk to him?
No, I just wanted him to come into the house. I was waiting for him to come inside, but he wouldn't come in.
He wouldn't come in.
Yeah, he didn't come in. He just didn't come in.
Well, did you try to get him to come into the house?
That was the reason why I tried to, I cut the power, so he would check the fuse box.
I see. So you waited for him while he was out on the porch, right? On the patio.
Yeah.
You said he was reading through some papers, right?
Yes.
Talking on the phone.
Yes.
And he wouldn't come into the house.
Well, not necessarily in that order, but yeah, he wouldn't come to the house, but because he was still there for a while.
So you went past where he would see you through the glass French doors to where? To turn off the power to the house.
Through the door, through that garage door.
You went through the kitchen door into the garage and did what?
I cut the fuse box power.
How did you know where the fuse box was?
I was looking for it. I had no idea where it was.
It wasn't that there were wires again that you could just follow like you did with the DVR?
Well, most people have garages and their fuse boxes in the garage.
Come on.
So, again, you're pressed for time.
Yeah.
You're panicking.
Yeah.
Fabio won't come in. And you're going to try to lure him into the house, right?
Trying to get him to the house if I can.
Got it. And so...
I'm so sorry. Let's take our adjournment until tomorrow at 9 a.m. The admission applies and I'll discuss this case among yourselves. If anyone...
The one thing that makes that testimony so golden in my eyes is just the pure fact that he actually believed every word he said. He actually believed it. I'm going to go on now to the next part of his testimony where he is going into, again, we're going right back into this testimony regarding gaining access to the house by turning off the fuse box. As you can see, Beth is fixing all her hair, ready to pounce, ready to beat this guy to a pulp.
Fabio Sementilli to do something.
Sustained.
Why is it that you turned off power to the house?
To get him to come to get off the patio, turn off his TV.
Okay. And so you turned off the power to the house because you thought he would get up and turn off his TV?
So ridiculous.
Yes. How would turning off the power get him to come turn off the TV?
If it were me, I would go to the fuse box.
So, when did you do this now?
That same day.
Yeah, at what point in time?
I don't know. I don't have a time. Within that time I was there.
Obviously, but at what point?
I don't know what you're
As soon as you walked into the house, at the end before you left, at what point did you turn off power to the house?
Somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So that means you were in the house for a period of time before you did so, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So how did you know where the fuse box was?
Most places, most houses, is usually in the garage.
Okay. So you went into the garage and searched around for the fuse box?
Yes.
Remember, he couldn't remember. He couldn't remember where he got the DVR from last time. But this time, he does remember going into the garage to get the fuse box, okay?
And then you turned off the power, and what did you do next?
I waited to see if he would come in the kitchen.
And did he?
No.
So what did you do?
I waited and watched him.
And then what happened?
And then I waited for him to not see the kitchen, and went ahead and went forward.
Okay. When the police arrived on scene, the television was still on.
That's probably why he didn't get up.
So did you, how long did you wait for him inside the house?
I don't know. I didn't keep a running time frame in my head.
But you were in a rush, right? Because you told us you were expecting people to come home. And you didn't have your phone. You said you left that in the car, right?
Yes.
So, weren't you worried at that point in time that
I'm worried.
someone was...
I'm worried through the whole time.
But yet you sat and waited.
I'm still worried the whole time.
Okay, but you sat and waited. Is that yes?
I had to wait, yeah.
And so eventually you gave up waiting, I'm assuming?
Well, yeah, eventually I had to go forward.
Okay. And so did you tell Chris Austin that you were going to turn off power to the house?
No, it was not too much time for talking.
And when you went into the garage, where was Chris Austin?
I'm not sure.
You didn't see him?
I don't remember.
You don't remember. So he may have been with you.
I don't remember.
And after you turned off the power to the house, then were you watching Fabio from inside the kitchen?
Yes.
So he could have just turned his head and seen you through the glass at any time.
Could have.
But he didn't.
He didn't.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Repeat that question.
Sure. He didn't see you.
I don't know.
That's overruled.
Well, he didn't see you because he didn't come in, right? You eventually
I don't know
said
if he saw me or not.
you went out to
I'm
him.
assuming he didn't see me. I don't know if he saw me or not. I doubt it.
All right. All of that is to show the ridiculousness of his testimony, because the next part that we are going to go into is the fact that he testified in regards to keeping the rest of the gold coins that he had taken. Before all of that, before going all of that, before all of that had basically happened, he had basically gone into testimony about there being about Austin being given a key to grab the stuff. And of course, I can see why he thought that this would be logical to give Austin the key to go and grab his stuff. You know, because he testified the other day that Austin, I don't know why, he just made this up on the spot. Because on the last episode, I think either episode 19 or 20, one of the two, he had basically testified about going back to the house, and Beth had asked him, how did Austin gain access to the house without a key? He doesn't have a key to the house. And he was trying to justify himself there. Nowhere was there said that he had transferred the key to Austin at any point. Now we're going to hear it. Ridiculous to me. Just absolutely ridiculous. But we are going to continue. He is fierce about this question that's coming up, because now we are talking about the gold coins that was given to Robert Baker, which basically got to show, well, pretty much got to show how, I would say, confirmation of payment. I'll say like that. It's important because with this transfer of gold coins, you would get the idea that at the very least, Monica is implicated. It's not strong. It's not the strongest inference that I believe, but I'm only connecting the two because somebody must have had to leave the gold coins there for you. And the fact that he said he found them on the table, on the ground. He said ground, and then and then Beth pointed at a table. That's the only reason why I realized the link, because Beth brought it up. I was like, oh shoot, this would mean that Monica must have left something to give to Austin to simulate the robbery. That's what I got home invasion, I should say. So let's listen to the testimony.
I'm guessing again. I just gave him a handful, like 5 or 6. It was like half.
So what did you do with the rest of the gold coins?
I kept them.
And what did you do with them?
I eventually cashed them out.
Cash out.
For how much?
I don't remember. It was good sum. It was a good sum though.
When you say a good sum, what does that mean?
Like $3,000.
Okay. And where did you do that?
Various places in LA.
Various places?
Yeah. Do I know what they are? No.
So you, when you say various places, did you take each coin to a different location?
There were different places. There were different places.
So is that yes?
I don't know. I don't remember. I remember might have cashed in 2 at one place and 1 at another. I don't remember.
Okay. And when did you do that?
When? Somewhere in between that day and months later.
Well, you told us
I don't remember what
you
day.
specifically went back to the apartment to clean out anything that could connect you to
just say that?
Monica.
Yep.
So I'm assuming you also didn't want to be connected to Fabio by having gold coins in your apartment.
Good assumption. So I still don't remember the days though.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
So, so this next part of testimony that we're gonna get into is where I believe that Baker had completely fudged up everything, because this is where he is now cornered, and this is why this is the day. This is why I say that this is the day that Baker, sorry. Oh, my bad. Oh, my alarm. I do apologize. This is why I said that this is the day on the title of this stream that this is the day where Baker had essentially realized that he has talked himself, realized speaking with the defense, speaking with them has landed him in this moment. And we're gonna play a bit because I am gonna wrap it up now, but this is the last testimony that I believe is going to be a crucial detail for the next part that we are gonna cover, which is the letters and the interviews with the defense.
The day that he was arrested, that the reason all of this happened, this murder occurred, was because of the life insurance, that you told him that Monica was going to get money from Fabio's life insurance. Do you remember having that conversation with him?
No.
No. So when did you and Monica first discuss the life insurance policy?
Sustain?
At what point, if ever, did you and Monica discuss life insurance?
Never had such a conversation.
You never discussed?
No, I'm pretty sure we never discussed this type of thing. None of my business.
Pretty sure?
Pretty sure that. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I mean, we talked about a lot of things, so I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure. Like percentage-wise, 80%, 90? As sure as you were about everything else you've testified to?
99%.
99%.
All right. I know that Beth has something in her locker, so I'll write this down. 99%. Baker is pretty sure him and Monica never discussed life insurance. Okay, and I know that's going to be crucial later on, but I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to end the stream there, because I there's a lot more to get into. We're now entering another arc, and with that precursor, everything that we're going to talk about next week is going to really make a lot of sense in trying to understand, trying to get a bit of clarity into what this guy is testifying to. Believe me, you don't want to miss this. In all honesty, if you have not followed this trial, or even if you have, I am watching all this unfold. So it's kind of like the guy that's late to the party, and like, you know, and everyone is just waiting for him to get it. It's kind of like that. But yeah, I'm just trying to understand the logic with the verdict, and also why the daughters, why Isabella and Jessica Sementilli, why they believe so vehemently about her mother's innocence despite what the evidence says. Like, you know, I got to see something similar with Nicholas Cassody's case, and where his mother believed him despite all of us knowing that there's no such person as Jim McIntyre. But that's another case. That's another case that I covered on this channel. But nonetheless, I'll leave it there. I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in. Before I do go, I just want to say we are, of course, live every Sunday from I forget my own time. Sorry, every Sunday from 4 p.m. From 4 p.m. to Eastern time. Like, is the time zones for me? Is the time zones that's really fudging my brain up. So I just want to also give a I just want to also say, head over to the Catch a Call website. This is where you can find everything that we are doing in regards to our coverage on this channel. You can we are currently doing a ongoing trial coverage in the Corey Richards trial, and this is the day 3 Irons report. But of course, there's plenty more. There's plenty more days that we have covered. We are currently on day 5, I think, going to day 6. I should say. We are doing rolling updates on the site where we give the succinct testimony. And of course, if you do want trial reports, you can sign up for the mailing list. We'll give you the downloadable PDFs. It has all of the timestamps on it, and you can click that link as well to take you to wherever you want to go. So that is it. That's the summary, and also what has been the key testimonies that has been given all through the case. That's literally is designed to catch you up literally in 5 minutes or your time back. I should say 5 minutes or your time back. But yeah, nonetheless, that is literally all that we that is happening this pretty much can I say week or month? I don't know. It's an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing trial coverage of the Corey Richards trial that we're doing. We are back covering it on Monday, tomorrow, basically. So ensure that's one way you can, of course, stay up to date with the channel, etc. Also check out don't forget to check out the weekly docket. The weekly docket is where we have everything related to Catch Up Court uploaded to. Like, make sure you click that link and save that playlist, because every upload that we do, clips, videos, live streams, everything feeds through there. So yeah, go and check it out and never miss anything that we release on here. So I should have probably shared the screen, but nonetheless, if you want to have a case that you want us to take a look at, for example, I have no idea. What case can I even think of at the moment? Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Let's just go with that. If you have a case like that you believe we should take a look, then go ahead. And go onto the site, hit the contact page, and I'll be happy to add it straight to the docket, straight to the case log, I should say. Now, this is the weekly docket. Make sure you go and save it, and yeah, we will leave it there. Thank you so much, every single one of you, for tuning in. It's been fun. I hope that you guys have enjoyed your Sunday. Wherever you are, hopefully you go on and have a great day. I'm going to go off now and enjoy the rest of my evening. Probably make a bit of pasta or something. I have no idea. But yeah, hopefully wherever you are at, you enjoy it. And all the replay crew that are watching, I appreciate you for joining and, you know, and of course taking an interest in this. We will be back next week trying to figure out the trial logic, you know, the logic behind the verdict, the logic behind what the daughters were even saying, and, you know, just the logic behind the case for the Monica Sementilli trial that we're covering right now. So anyway, I go by the name of Heinz, your friendly neighbor ketchup man, and I'll see you next week. All right, bye for now. Thank you everyone for tuning in for another Ketchup Court live stream. Make sure that you smash that like button as well as hitting that subscribe button to be notified of our future live streams. We go live regularly, bringing you case updates and recaps of ongoing trials, so make sure you hurry back on the next live stream. We also have more content on the channel that you can binge on. Check out the playlist that we have showcasing all of these contents. Without further, I go by the name of Heinz, your friendly neighborhood ketchup man, and I'll see you back in court.